coming in while her germ spraying.
Hey, let me reintroduce myself. My name is C, and we got Nick. Hey, and we got season 3 finale. Come on in, come
We
on
on a
in.
couple of beats right now.
Bring up a
We
friend.
on
Hey,
a couple of beats.
and bring up a friend. All right, we in the building.
And my forehead is foreheading. What's up,
But you
people?
cute though. But
Is
you
she
cute
cute?
though. Don't do
Is she
it. Don't do the
cute?
forehead.
I feel like Morticia. Like I'm giving Morticia today.
It's giving. It's
What's
giving.
what's up, QT fam? Welcome back to your favorite Guilty Tuesday pleasure. It's the
Hey,
Queens of the Queens takeover. We are your favorite hosts. Tell the truth.
hey,
Intro
hey.
yourself. Tell people who you mean.
Oh, you talking to me? I was trying to post a thing. I am Sierra, Mrs. Pleasant TV. My bad. And we got
Nikki Johnson at Coach
there we
Nick the
go.
Overcomer or at Dilly Becoming.
Yeah.
Welcome, y'all. It is the last episode of season 3. So, y'all,
Woo!
come in, whether you're watching live in the replay, you have got to share this. You have to. Do us that one solid. Give us a solid and share this. Sierra, how you feel about this being the last episode?
I was feeling kind of emotional before you came on. Seriously.
Tell
I
me
was like,
about it.
I was like, where's this emotion coming from? God, I need you to fix it. And I'm
You know
excited.
what? This is what I hope in season 4, that you stop turning off the emotional faucet, because you'll be right there at the drip, and
You
we
put
need you.
it in your bring it back. You bring it back and put it in.
We need you to stop. I gotta get why I don't have to sit so sideways. This is so much better. It's uncomfortable, but this is so much better. And I'm off the screen. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you and we
I'm
can
back
see you.
again. Can you see me?
Uh-huh.
This is what we're not gonna do. We're not doing that this week. We're not doing it this week. What's up, King? We have been missing you so much. I'm trying to put his comment up. Can you see it yet?
Nope. Hey, brother. You're good. You're good. Oh well, I can't say it yet. We'll y'all see. Y'all see what the Lord is doing.
That's real jacked up. Now I want to know.
Oh, shoot score.
You got to
Shoot
tell me
score. If he
backstage.
wants to share, he can share in the chat. I don't want to put his business out there, amen. But just know that God is good.
I mean, that is.
Okay.
He's good, but I'm nosy. So, I mean, you might not want to put it in the chat. You might not want to put it in the chat, but tell me. So we're spinning right now. I need you kings to tell me if y'all can see us.
I can see it.
Yeah, we need to know, can they see us? Okay, it's let me put his comment up finally. Hey, he says, congratulations. Thank you so much. Okay, so C was emotional, but she turned it off. And then what happened? And why were you emotional?
I don't know. I don't know.
So that's what happens when you want to examine your feelings.
I was trying to get on. You hear me? I was trying to get on. And I was like, wait a minute. Why am I feeling all?
That's ugly because I want to know. That's very ugly, but it's cool. It's cool. And as soon as I get pregnant, I ain't gonna tell y'all. No,
Really? Really?
No, Nikki ain't getting pregnant. That was a whole joke.
I cannot.
Okay, so we look good on his end. I'm gonna put you and your brother-in-law in charge of, if we go off the air or one of us like pop off screen, you gotta say something. Okay, thank you. All righty, so C was emotional and all that good stuff because it's the last episode of the season. I had a moment like that this weekend. Had a moment like that this weekend, and I was like, okay, it's good we get to take a break and rest, but it's like, that's a minute. We're gonna be going until September.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about y'all, but back in the day, back when TV shows had actual seasons, now like they'll have a season finale and then be back in 2 weeks. But y'all remember back in the day, you had to wait the whole summer and for the fall to come before your favorite show came back on. That's how I feel. I feel we're gonna be going like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel we're gonna be going like that. So I would love to hear from our QT fam. What is one thing that you all will miss about the Queen's Takeover while we are on our break this summer. Put that down in the Chizzy Chat. The Chizzy Chat. Girl, I'm trying to make up a word on the last day. This is almost like the last day of school too. You know when you go miss your friends over the summer, but you ain't because you get a break, but then you go miss everybody.
Yeah, let's give it that.
That means we got to come back with new outfits and new clothes. Remember that?
Hey,
you got to have a whole new wardrobe when you come
you
back.
You got to have a whole new wardrobe, exactly. A redo, if you will.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? New hair, new something.
Everything.
Right.
Everything.
What is your word of the week, C?
My word of the week is come on, Sierra. I had it on the tip of my tongue. Oh, come on. It was like right there. Bring it back to me. Bring it back to me.
Bring it back to a Lord.
Okay, I have 2 words.
Hit us with it.
Overcomer and optimism. Why? Because I've had to overcome a lot in this season. A lot. And I still showed up. Baby. And I am still here. And then optimism about the future. Having an open mind to whatever God has planned for the Queen's Takeover podcast, and then for myself and my husband's podcast, my life, my career, everything. I have to change my thought pattern of oh my god, worry to what God gonna do? Let's see what He gonna do, because I'm the backseat driver. He drives. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for it, and I'm trusting and believing for better.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Y'all put your word of the week. Oh, we got one already?
No, William said he gonna miss the enlightenment because he don't be knowing half the stuff we be bringing up, and he don't keep up no more. So all the topics we talk about and everything, he'll know nothing about them until we bring them up. Yeah, see y'all's word of the week. So don't forget to drop that down in the chat. Yeah. I don't have a word. I think I have more of a phrase, Sierra, for this week. That it's okay to have to do it again if it means continuing to press. You get what I'm saying? So like, even if you just did something, but you have to do it over to make it excellent, as long as you keep pressing, because when you're doing something and you're working and it don't work out, it's frustrating as heck. And the thought of having to redo it is like, I give up. The Lord is telling you, no, do it again. Keep pressing, because it's about being persistent. What's up? My sissy is watching. I'm so happy because she's probably working. She says, my sisters, congratulations on another wonderful life-changing season. You guys look marvelous. Thank you, boo.
Thank you.
I hope you're feeling better. Thank you, honey bunch. That's my sissy. I'm feeling like Morticia today, girl. He says his word is overcomer too. It's overcomer. So if you would like to go into more detail about what you are using that word for, Brandon, we would love to hear it. What's up, King James? What's up?
In the building.
Yes, he is. So yeah, that would be my I guess my words for the week. And you know what? It's okay to do it. It really is. Even if you got to do it frustrated, just keep doing it. You are building perseverance. So, and I guess the other word would be perseverance, huh? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I want to say for our whole season, give us a word for the season. For our whole season, the word is overcomer.
Yes.
And perseverance.
Yes, it is.
And God's mercy and grace.
Yes, and grace. Yes.
We got another one. We showed up.
Hey.
We showed
up. Hey, come on.
Man, because there were days in this season where we were both backstage praying like, I don't know. Time we was debating on canceling. Yes. There were times when we was crying right up until we hit the live.
Yes.
There were times we cried the whole episode.
Yes.
Prepared with tissue today. Yeah. So we showed up.
Look, I was ready. Boss.
My God.
See? I got it. I'm ready.
There go another phrase for us. We whooped technology's butt. Because it was trying to whoop out.
Jeez, the glitches was glitching this season.
My
Like,
God,
my God, come
my
on, give
God.
us a break.
You came and did what was needed to be.
It
That's
did.
my sister. That's
It
my
did.
sister. You better
It
come
did.
on.
It did. It did. It did.
Yes. Oh, I got another one for us. Growth. I think we grew quicker this season than we did in any other season.
Yep. It's because we overcame so much. We kept persisting. And when you do that, you just grow from one to the next. I feel like we've been pressed.
We've been what?
Pressed.
Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, finish it because I got a word. Go ahead.
Because when you said persistence, I was like, yes. But you were
Mhm.
saying that we also grow, and when you're being pressed, you're being refined
Mhm.
over and over again. If it's a diamond or if it's olive going into olive oil, you're being pressed and pressed to what God wants you to be or what He wants you to form into. So I feel pressed.
And salty. Pressed and salty. We did not lose our savor. We didn't lose our savor. So when you said pressed, I thought about the cover of my book, Process While Waiting on the Promise. I
Uh-huh.
don't know if you ever did ever. I don't know if you ever saw the book, but if you have the book, y'all know it's the hand of the Lord squeezing this olive, and so
Uh-huh.
this oil is dripping down into a jar. When you
Uh-huh.
said that, we are pressed and salty. We
Hey,
some salty oil.
okay. Savory, long lasting. Come
We are
on now.
goofy as heck. Y'all be sure to drop down your word of the week down in the chat. Drop a word for this season. Like what would be a word to describe the season that you all walked through with us?
Yeah,
Because y'all were going through some things too, and y'all still showed up.
we
Y'all
did.
cried, y'all laughed, y'all held us up and got
Yeah.
us through. So yeah, y'all drop what your word would be for the season down in the chat. See, you ready to get on these topics?
Because we about to hit them. Oh,
We got
oh.
we have quite a bit. So
Let's go.
boom. This is one that we did not get to last week. So Sierra,
Which one we doing? Which one
is
we
it on
doing?
the screen yet? There we go.
Yes. So I've seen several reels about this. Usually it's a married woman talking about her giving advice or giving recommendations on how to get the man or how to get the ring. But then there's also some more serious ones where um, a married woman is asked advice. Yes, James.
James, love that.
Yes. Where a married woman is asked a question and then given it, and then she gives that advice, but then she's questioned about the what she did and how she did and how she's grown in her marriage. And it's like, well, do you really want that advice, or are you just trying to poke in my business? And so I wanted to ask the question to the QT family is, especially married people or people who are single, married people, do you give out marriage advice? One, is it receptive? Two, and then single people, are you able to, do you even seek guidance from married people, especially when you're either dating or you're about to get married? Like, do you ask um, advice about whatever it is to get a better understanding of how to be in a relationship or godly relationship at that? That's progressive. Like, do you seek advice from married people, or do you just stay amongst your single friends and y'all figuring it out together? Did you hear me still when I was talking?
I heard you, but I'm a bit confused on the question only because, go ahead.
So the first question is for people who are married. Do you give marriage advice? One. Then two, if you do give marriage advice, is it receptive? Like the people that you're telling it to, are they actually taking your advice? But then for single people, do you seek advice from married people in your singleness? Or if you're dating or about to get married, do you seek advice from married people? Why and why not?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
I'm gonna answer from the single point of view first.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because I want to. It depends on what type of marriage you have. If I'm gonna ask you advice,
Facts. Facts.
because you're gonna advise me on what y'all philosophy is and what y'all going through and not going through.
Right.
I love though to get advice from older couples.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all let me know if we're still on,
You're
please.
still here, boo. You still here.
Yeah, but can they see us? Because
They can. I'm looking on the thing.
okay, we're moving.
Yeah, we're still moving.
All right. Anyway, especially those couples who have been together more than not, I should say. Like, you got couples in their 60s and 70s who've been together for 50 something years.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. Thank you. So I love to get advice from them, because a lot of the times you find out they got married because of convenience, because back in the day, maybe the families knew each other and they grew into love, or
Right.
they were in love at first sight and how they kept that love burning. Now, I don't think it's a bad idea to get advice from people that I don't want to model my relationship after, because I kind of want to know what y'all doing wrong, so I don't do it.
Do it. Right.
Some of them would tell you, man, if I had to do all over again, I would do X, Y, and Z. So
Yeah.
you got to learn to do what my mom used to always say. You got to learn how to eat the fish, but leave the bones on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm serious and I'm going through something, I'm not coming to you and you got a whack relationship.
Yeah.
When I was married, I did give marital advice. When I was married, I did seek marital advice, but I would get some good advice from my single friends too, because a good single friend is not going to advise you wrong, because they want to see your relationship make it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, you be out there in the club with them, you better watch the advice they give you, because they're gonna want you to be miserable with them. So
Amen.
that's those are my answers. What about you, QT fam? Chime in the chat, Sierra.
Mm-hmm. So for me, what I find is that I am married. And so people who ask me for my advice, it's something they either see in our relationship that is good, or something that they're like, do you ever deal with this? And they'll ask me questions, so that I can give them either advice or direction on what they should do. And 50% of people may follow it, 50% of them might not. But the fact that they lean in to just understand or get a better understanding of something, I think is so important, because if you're single and you're desiring to have a godly marriage, like you said, you're not gonna go ask Tom and Barbara, who fight all the time when they walk into church. You're not gonna go ask them for godly advice. But people who you see who love each other but have real relationship with one another, and it's not a facade. That's the thing I also see, is that you have these relationships that are very facade-ish, or it's all about the appearance of being happy, but behind closed door you realize, yeah, I ain't really happy. And like you said, when you notice that, you're like, okay, so now I know what not to do, because this, what y'all doing, what I thought it was, yeah. So when you say it, you better run. And did it
Go for it.
do.
Sierra, how do you feel about people taking advice from people on social media?
So that is wait. So wait a second.
Why are you laughing so hard?
Because I would tell anybody, if you're gonna take marital advice from anybody on social media, look at their track record, look at their history. Be very intentional of watching the person, the people, the couple. Do they look happy? Do you notice certain things that do you see honesty when they talk? Do you see that they cover up things? If they're covering up things, really, Sparkle?
Sparkle is just
today.
Sparkle's an agreement.
Today.
Sparkle's an agreement.
You're doing too much. That's the dog, y'all. Anywho, but if be very watchful of people on social media. And I want to say this, if they don't give you real life examples and both are talking about the example, maybe it's one-sided and it's not really real.
Okay.
I've watched that happen before, and I'm like, and the wife was sitting there like, this is a lie. So
He don't do none of that for me.
Exactly.
A man or two look like, darn well you don't cook like that. Yeah.
Who was it that we talked about? I think it was last season. And the red flags was there during that interview.
We talked about it at the beginning of
Was it this season?
You're talking about Jackson.
Yes.
Was it this season or last?
Was it the end of last season?
It could have been last season. You talking about Derek Jackson?
Derek Jackson and his wife. And when you go back and look at the videos, there are red flags throughout them all. We just wanted to be hopeful that what we saw is what we saw, but there were red flags the whole time. We just didn't pay attention to them. So I want you to use discernment and really study the history of the couple before you start taking their advice, because sometimes they ain't always right.
That part.
Yes.
To y'all comments in just a second. If y'all have not, please repost this on your page. Invite people to come in and watch us. Send it in their DM. Tag them down in the comments. So on that one, see, I think you can get some great advice from people online, but you have to be careful with idolizing them.
Yes.
You set yourself up for a huge letdown if you idolize them so much so that you want everything that you see they have.
Right.
Forgetting that it's only the filtered version, because we don't have cameras watching them 24 hours a day for every minute of the day. We only get to see what's edited down to however long the video is, right? The other thing would be is to remember that they are human. You're going to rarely see a real life couple that's going to show you a full video of them fighting, right? They may talk about it after the fight, after the resolution has been made, but this is their life that they want to show you. If you're holding your spouse or your significant other to the standards of these people that you idolizing online, you setting yourself up. That doesn't mean that you can't want higher standards or you can't want or desire things you see people have, but please learn to look at it with filtered lenses. Yeah. The other thing I would say is there's this couple, their name right now is skipping me, but I love to watch how he cares for his wife every time she's pregnant and doing her postpartum.
Oh, yeah.
And you can watch that and be in tears if you're single, wishing you had that. You can watch that and be married and wish, dang, I wish my husband was like that. But you have to be super careful with that, right? Because if I took that and I measured every man to that, to the point where if you don't do everything that he's doing, you're not a good man. Yeah. You make everything, but just some of those things you don't know how to do, so you don't do them. I'm not going to discount you because I'm holding you up to his standard. So I would just be mindful of that when you are watching these people online.
Yep. James says, Sierra, as a married man, the only marital advice I give is the following. Keep family, friends, and church members out of your union, and also keep them lines of communication wide open. And finally, marry for love and not lust. Period.
All the advice he gives, that's it.
That's it.
That's the advice right there.
That's it.
Keep folks out your business.
Period.
What was the other
one? Keep the lines of communication wide open between the union.
Yep.
And marry for love and not lust.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord. William says, I get a lot of unsolicited advice. I must have I need advice space. So I have to filter it a lot. Like you said, Nikki, I am not going to just take, I'm not going to just taking any advice. Yeah.
You walk around looking like you need some advice. I need some counseling.
I only give marriage advice when it's sought by others. Exactly. Just like I can't just receive any advice. I can't give advice not knowing the whole story.
That part. Hi, Ray. How are you doing, King? Good to see you on tonight. Facts. No two the same. Facts. I also tell newlyweds, and I quote, lust and love are both four-letter words. The difference is lust will leave you at the altar, but love will meet. Ooh, wait a minute.
He shoots and he scores.
Let me run that back. He shoots and he scores.
Yes.
He says, I also tell newlyweds, and I quote, lust and love are both four-letter words. The difference is lust will leave you at the altar, but love will meet you at the altar. James, if you don't write a book titled that,
Yes.
if you don't go get that trademark, oh, what
Yes.
highlight that one. Y'all
Um,
drop some microphones in the drop some enough for me, see?
Drop some microphones.
Please. Goodness.
That's fire.
One
Okay.
more. Tasha and I don't give we don't give the Brady Bunch impression of marriage. We let people know that transparency can be the most wholesome marriage advice given. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Ray says he's doing so good. Oh, man.
Yes.
What do you think after that?
You got your advice right there, y'all. Y'all heard it from the man. James said what he said,
That,
and it is what it is. Now I'm looking for a microphone. I look on my computer. I'm
while
trying.
you on looking, I'm going to segue into the next topic.
All right, let's do it.
Are your public practices your private practices at
Oh
home?
God, this question. Okay.
All right, so this question comes because I saw, thank you, C. I saw
Uh-huh.
a video, and this woman was ranting and raving about the fact that she does not wash her hands after she uses the bathroom in any shape, form, or fashion in her own home. Why? Because it's her house. It's her food. She's going to eat it. There's no need. But then she goes on to say, now, when I use the public restrooms, I don't wash them either because I feel like it's more germs in there if I touch things after I wash my hands. So the question to you all is this. I'm almost afraid to ask this one. Do you, okay, I'm sorry. No judgment. Nikki, don't do that. Don't do that, Nick. No judgment. Do you wash your hands at home after you do anything, whatever it is? Do you wash your hands, or do you feel like, hey, this is my house? If I'm gonna go eat, this is my house, it's my hands. Answer that question first, and then I ask part two.
Okay, thank you, husband. You said it without me having to say it because it's giving straight nasty. I do the same practices. I probably do it excessively more at home. Because outside I'm using sanitizing solution more or less. But if I had some water in my car, pump, I try to do that. I do home health. So I at one time during COVID, I had a little like a gallon of water and soap, and I would drink, take that bucket of the gallon of water and keep it pushing. Because I didn't halfway didn't trust the goddamn on me antibacterial gel, but that's not it's giving nasty. It's giving nasty.
It's all them sound effects you'll make with the plug. It's a sound
When you
effect.
said this to me, I said, "Really, Nikki?" Like, but you know what? There are people who, oh, that's why you can't eat from everybody's house. That's why you can't. No, the house I've been in, Jesus.
There are people that really do feel like that. I've been at a house or two, or some 3 or 4, 5. You hear that toilet flush, but you'll hear that water run, and they come up out there kind of quick.
And you know what my determining factor is? I've been in so many houses. I look at the doorknobs and the light doors and the cabinets. If it's brown and it's a white cabinet,
Okay, that's nasty.
Jesus.
That's nasty.
Woo!
That's nasty.
Okay, I'm just
My wife makes sure I wash my hands after
saying.
everything.
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 Scratching and itching already.
Okay. You know,
He said they're addicted to the hand soap. We practice. And one rule to guess: the soap is the soap is free. All we require is for you to use it.
This is my life. Every day.
I don't like. We all grown, and I love to entertain. Anybody that know me know I love to entertain. I love to cook for people. You go in there and fix yourself something to eat. Run by that water
And
Stop at that sink.
Wash your hands.
Because I keep dishwashing liquid under the sink, but there is a pump
Hand soap.
of soap. Y'all know who been to my house. It's a pump of soap at the sink.
At the sink.
So sometimes you got to do this number because, you know, adults tend to forget. They not, you know, at home, I don't think everybody do it. You might just want to be like, oh, and I left some soap over there too. Y'all can wash your hands. Yeah, because, yeah. Hey, bye. Welcome, Anissa. Okay, let's get to the part 2 of the question.
Okay. I am scared.
When you are in public, do you wash your hands, or do you feel as she did that if I wash my hands, by the time I touch on everything to leave out, it's actually nastier than if I would not have washed my hands? What are your thoughts?
As a healthcare professional, when you dry your hands, you're supposed to turn off the knob, use it to open the door, and put it in the trash. So you don't touch other things after you wash your hands, you little nasty. So yeah. Give it
And still underneath your breath.
But that's what you do. So you don't contaminate your hands after you wash them. You use a napkin to turn off the faucet, to open the door so that you can leave. Nowadays, they have a little thing at the bottom, a stop thing for your foot. So you don't even have to touch the doorknob. Okay, I'm done.
I love how you started off with as a healthcare professional, but I thought that was just a rule of thumb, period.
No.
You don't touch nothing after you done washed your hands. Here's another thing we don't think about. You'll take your cell phone in and lay it on something in the bathroom. Go use it, wash your hands, and pick that phone back up. Now, what you just did was recontaminate your hands. It's the laying on of the hands. What I would highly recommend is you get 2 tissues, 2 paper towels, 2 whatever. Use your elbow where you can. And also, you know how you have that hand blower to dry your hands? Y'all stop using that, please. You don't. The amount of germs that are being blown down on your hand, research it. That's all I'm gonna say, because this thing I'm itching. Y'all, please.
She said, I'm itching, Lord. She said, I'm itching. I'm itching.
James said, even if you gotta use some Tide.
Okay.
Works well.
Because look. I have been in places that they don't have soap. They don't believe in soap on the countertop. So I'm like, do you have laundry detergent? Do you have Comet? Do you have dishwashing liquid? Something to sanitize my hands with.
I'm saying.
Some people don't even believe. Some people don't believe in like hand soap. They don't believe in hand soap. They just detergent is fine, or liquid soap for the sink.
I got a question.
Ooh, and then that bar soap that they be getting.
That was my question to you. Question. That was.
And I'm like, you want me to use they got brown stuff on it? Like,
well, first of all, wait, pause. Now hold on, freeze, because now you finna get arrested. Listen, if it's in public, I'm not using it. Period.
Most definitely,
I'm not using it out the pack. I'm not. Everyone's hands is touching it nasty. Not gonna use it. No. But I got a question. If you came to my house, or you go over to a friend's or relative's house, and all they have is bar soap to hand wash, would you use it? Yay or nay?
It depends on what it looks like.
Because it's the brown for you, huh?
I don't care what color. If you got some color on that that's not the color of the soap,
look here. Let me give y'all this one tip, and I'm done with this topic. If y'all are ever in a restaurant or something, and you forget your hand sanitizer, ask them for lemon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Get some lemon, and you sit there and you clean your hands and that silverware with it.
Period.
But too, because, you know, some of them, they go use the bathroom, and they don't wash their hands, And then you ask for something, they go pick it up with their hands.
Ugh.
Yeah. All right. Before we continue to gross everybody out,
Okay.
we're going to move on to the next subject.
Thanks. Thanks. Apparently, y'all all seen this on the news, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Black superintendent was in line to shake the graduate's hands. And as one of the graduates came up, it was a young Caucasian woman, and the superintendent was Black. Before she could get to him, the dad charged the superintendent and mushed him out of the way and said, "You ain't gonna touch my daughter." And this man is at the highest pinnacle of education at a high school level. No, at a school district level.
Yeah, he was superintendent.
And you won't allow, it's given the R word. Can we say it on here? The R word. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You just said it. It's giving racist. It's giving racism. Not respecting the power that be. You more powerful to move him out the way. And the thing that behooved me, Lord, I don't know why I'm saying that word, but I know why. Watch that video.
Is that it behooved me?
I love him. Is that none of the co-workers came to his rescue. It took the somebody on the outside come and help the superintendent, and then the superintendent walked away, got back in his place, and none of his coworkers, who happened to be all Caucasian, said, "Hey man, are you okay? What's going on? Are you all right?" Nobody did. So it's like, did y'all not have respect for this man? I don't know. It's frustrating and it shouldn't happen. But yeah. What's a unique?
So I did quite a bit of research on that particular topic. And I'm hoping the article will pull back up in my computer. Stop tripping. You can still see me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because apparently that school or that school district, and I think it was that school itself, just a couple of years ago had some alumni. We're talking about adults, like the parents of these children, doing the Heil Hitler salute in a photo. I also did some digging because a lot of the comments were saying that the father acted like that because he didn't like the way the superintendent handled a bullying situation. I dug and dug. I didn't see anything about it. Haven't seen it on the news. I watched several interviews about it. It just seems that this particular man did not want his daughter to shake that Black superintendent's hand. And he made a statement to the police that it had everything to do with not liking the way the officials in the school had handled the previous situation. But she got to shake all of their hands.
Right.
But when it got to him, you could actually see the father in his baseball cap run through, move people out the way, and jump in. And he didn't just say, "No, daughter, you can't shake his hand." He actually put his hands on the superintendent and tried to move him out the way. You can hear the superintendent telling him, basically, "Man, you better get up off of me." So it was crazy how that went down. There were a lot of people that did jump in. So I can't say nobody didn't jump in to help him. It happened so fast. I think people were taken so off guard because, first of all, how are you even up here? Like, no parents are allowed on the stage. He flew across. I mean, when you watch it, he went across so quick. I think he was working his way up. And by the time they was getting close to her name, he put himself in a position where he could immediately jump and stop that handshake. Yeah. The superintendent has gone on to file a restraining order against this man. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the charges he may face may be like disorderly conduct.
That's it.
I just think it's really crazy. You know, your daughter was in this school district with all kind of Black people the whole year. If you don't want her around them, you might want to homeschool. If it was something specifically against that man, it seemed a little bit more racially charged, allegedly, in my opinion, more racially charged than it was, "I don't like him and I don't like the way he handles things." Now, I feel if the colors were swapped and there had been a Black dad doing that, it would have been school security that would have found their way into this this conversation, it probably would have been more than just a restraining order that was filed. So I think it's crazy. If you don't want your kids near certain colors, you need to homeschool.
Period.
You need to homeschool.
Period.
What were your thoughts on it? QT fam, chime in.
I thought it.
Alive, see?
Yeah, we still live.
Okay, I got you
Yeah.
back
Because I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
It's okay. I felt like and yes, people did come to his rescue, but it was people off the stage that came to his rescue. The people that were standing in the line where they were shaking their hands, he came so fast, they didn't even check on him afterwards, is my concern. And then some people said, what did they say? They said that to make sure I have the thoughts right, that like you said, if the roles were reversed, it would have been not a good picture. He would have been attacked. He would have been put down. He would have been handcuffed and removed from the situation, and then he would have probably been charged with something. Whereas this man was not. It's very sad in today's time that you can be at the highest of the highest and still be accosted because of your color of your skin. And it's very unfortunate. And that's what they said. Some people said in the comments, this is your daughter's graduation. You just ruined a moment for her by doing this. Because she looked around like, what happened? And they're like, that was a moment for her to walk across the stage, to have a moment for herself from the graduation, and you just stole it from her because of your, in my opinion, racial bias. And it's not fair. It's not fair for her. And I don't know what they teach at home. I don't know all of that business. But from the comments, a lot of people were saying that he stole her thunder in that moment of graduating. So yeah, that's my opinion.
When you sent me the video, that was the first thing that I said. It was the look on her face, and it was the look of, Dad, I can't believe you just did this to me. Never gonna graduate high school again. That's number two. You're gonna always be known as having that daddy.
Yep.
And it was a point when because I don't know, I think we were looking at two different videos where I saw people actually jumping in when they were trying to like break them up and escort him off. The children started reacting. They were booing. And the woman was trying to get the kids to calm down because they didn't want it to become a whole thing. But can you imagine being his daughter? Your whole school is booing your daddy. You're watching your teachers and the coaches and whoever else is on the dais. You're watching them have to pull your daddy or pull somebody up off your daddy and escort you out. This is not your moment. This is mine. We get graduation. We get proposals. We get baby showers, and we get wedding days. You know what I'm saying? And that was her very first of celebrations, and you just jacked that up. And then here's the after effect. Not everybody's talking about it. I'm sure she probably had to disconnect her social media because people was probably all up, and that's not something that she should have to pay for because he made that decision. Whatever he was feeling, whether it was for a personal reason or you just do not like Black people, you that to yourself until she had her graduation. So yeah, I don't like that he took that away from her.
Yeah.
All right, so the QT fam is quiet. Nobody's responding when I'm asking, are we live? So I know you can see us, but I need one of them to please respond that y'all can see us in the comments.
Can you see Brandon says still live at 2 minutes ago? And then can you see Will's comment?
I can't see nothing. You know what's going on.
Okay, William comment. Yeah, Brandon just said we are still alive. We are alive. We are alive. Charles Rice says we are here. Hi, Charles.
Hey, Charles.
Yeah. Williams made a comment. He said no security at all for the graduation. I've seen some districts have overnight security for a stadium. Right. And yeah, they came after the fact. We're still alive, says.
Screen went black. All right. This is the last episode of the season, but that's okay. All righty. We're gonna move on to the next topic. That was a good one, C. So I'm glad you brought that one.
Yeah.
You're ugly, but I'll marry you. Okay. So I saw this video, And this woman, and mind you, she was a comedian. This was not the truth, but she was joking about how Christian women say they got their husbands. The point of the video was talking about a man who says this woman was ugly, but through prayer, he realized that that's his wife. My question to y'all would be this: men, if a woman told you you're not my type and you ugly, you really don't have enough money, but I prayed, the Lord said that you my husband, would you marry her? Ladies, would you marry a man that says you are very ugly, you are nowhere near my type, but after much prayer, the Lord said you my wife? Would you marry him? Sierra.
Look, you know, you gotta be attracted to me. Like you gotta have some attraction to me somewhere. Like my lips, my eyes. Like I might not be
Eyes,
something that
eyes.
you can gaze upon. You know, I'm just moody. It's like something. My titties, something. You know, like tell me you like something about me. You know what I mean? You ugly, but I'll marry you. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And the Lord said, "You okay? But why would you even tell me that? I thought you was ugly. Like
You
that
know what
part.
I'm saying?
That
If the
part.
Lord told you to marry me, why you got to tell me the other part?
Like you're so beautiful. The way you worship the Lord and you love the Lord, it's so attractive to me. You know. But what else? What about anything else? We'll get to that. You're like that's all you have to say. But you have to say, you ugly.
Now
I'm not
we'll get
married.
to it, hopefully.
I didn't find you attractive at first, but like, yeah.
I know people who have said that though.
I know. I have some people too.
I've heard people talk about how they met.
Yeah.
It's usually the woman that'll be like, I really didn't like him at first. He
Yeah.
really was my type, bud. And she'll
Good.
talk about how sweet he is or how charming, or I
Yeah.
just love the way he loved his mama. But it's rare that I've heard a man say, she wasn't really all that fine to me. But it was something about the way she worshiped. You don't hear that quite often,
Not quite often.
but it probably happens. I'm not going to say that everybody I've been with that I was initially attracted to, I wouldn't say that they was butt ugly. I would never tell them that. But I think in talking to them and getting to know them more, they get more and more attractive because you got to be more than physical for me.
Yeah.
But if a man were to tell me, you know what, Nikki, I thought you was ugly. Like in the video, she said the man said you look like a toe. You look like a toe to me. But after much prayer, I believe that we meant to be. I'd be like, no, that ain't God.
No, no,
That
no,
ain't
no,
God.
no, no.
Mm-mm,
Could be. Could
mm-mm.
be. Nah, nah,
Nah.
no.
Hit the comments, see, because I know we got some. Because
Yeah,
they're
we get it. Yes, Floyd is here. He's
who is
in the
that?
building. Floyd Whitley. He has
Hey,
something. William has big bug eyes. Like really?
yeah.
Confirmation. Confirmation. I'm not. I'm not ugly. Laugh out loud.
Who is
That's
that?
William.
There's always one. Oh,
Oh Lord, I cannot. James says, "No, ma'am. She would have to get out of my face with that elementary BS."
not the elementary BS.
Elementary.
Yeah.
Floyd says, "So what is it you want from me if I'm that ugly?" Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's
No,
ugly. You just trying to get me pregnant or something? I don't know. But can
no.
you, if you don't find it, can you, if you don't
That-
find it attractive, can you? Okay. That's a whole other conversation for another day. Brandon says, "Nope. I understand that the four-letter word lust is not everything, but attraction still needs to be there in some fashion. But let me say that attraction is not all based on looks. So you never know. Dude may be hilarious enough to cover up that ugly." Really?
I'm gonna take a sip of that one. I'm gonna
I
sip.
gotta go to the bathroom on that one. I'm at the bus.
Okay.
Floyd say, "Who was she praying to?"
That part. part.
Oh God, that was good.
That
Oh, that
part.
was good.
We got some.
Uh,
We got some more comments.
no, that's it. That's it.
Okay, so my thing would be if you thought I was butt ugly, because those were the words. You thought I was butt ugly and extremely unattractive, but you married me because you said the Lord told you that I was your wife. How long will it take before your attraction for other people or to other people? How long will it take for that before you out the door, before you messing up, before you not coming home because you can't stand the sight of me? But the Lord got me here. You're going to be resenting Jesus and taking that out on me. I can't. Nope.
I
Nope.
have seen the spectrum of it's bad too. I've seen this happen before. You say God called you to this person to marry them, and then you marry them. I mean, then you start to court them, and then you start noticing things about them that you really don't like. So therefore, you shame them and you make them feel guilty about who they are or how they present themselves.
Mhm.
But you're like, but God had me here, so you better be happy I'm here. Uh-uh. No. Go sit down. You a clown. Go sit down. Cause I ain't doing it. No. No. God didn't call you.
Can I? You better say that again.
God didn't call you.
Let me share something with y'all. The Lord told me years and years ago I was in a marriage, right? So we were going through a lot of horrible problems. It was horrible. And I'm gonna make a long story short. I was asking God a specific question. I was crying out to him and I was saying, Lord, why won't you just make him love me right? Well, why won't you just make him love me? And God said, I can make him do it. I can make him do it. But do you want somebody that I have to make love you versus somebody that wants to love you freely? They're coming to me because they want to love you. I got to make them love you. That right there, that taught me some things.
Yeah.
In my late 20s, and it grew me up extra quick. Because if he has to make somebody love you, first of all, I don't think he gonna make somebody do it. But somebody has to be made to love you for whatever the reasons are. They got to be made to be faithful. They got to be made to treat that. I'm just not sure that that's God. You can fight me on it. That's fine. But I don't think that's God. Somebody got to be made to do it. Now, if they're having a hard time doing it and they're praying and asking God to help them, that's different. But he got to make somebody do it because their whole will and being just don't want to. He ain't never made us a robot. He ain't finna do it now. I'm just saying, no. No. If everybody and their mama got to convince you that I'm the one, they know it, but you don't, and you think I'm ugly.
Yeah. No.
I'll be sexy to myself by myself. I'm not
all
doing
by myself. All by myself. I don't need you to dumb me down, dumb down my uniqueness. You don't have to. If I'm not attracted,
you do me no favor.
It does not. It does not save me.
Somebody said you better be. You said something like somebody said you better be glad. You better be something.
Yeah. You better be glad. And I've heard this statement. You better be glad that God chose me for you. What? No. What you trying to do is possess me, and so that I can be submissive to you, and it's not happening. Deuces. Deuce. Okay. We got some comments. William says everyone starts looking good eventually if y'all hang out long enough.
It's always one.
Always one. James says, see, queens, twisting arms are for wrestling. If I gotta twist your arm, God isn't a part of it. Period. What is that?
Wrestling and what?
He said, twisted arms are for wrestling. If I gotta twist your arm, God isn't a part of it. Period. Period.
Anymore?
That's it. Thank y'all for commenting. And please share on your social media pages. The podcast is live right now on YouTube, Facebook. Please share it everywhere so we can continue to grow, even though this is the finale.
Ooh, it's the finale. I'm sorry to put y'all comments on the screen. Y'all already know.
Mother-in-law. This one is good.
I'm gonna make the story short so we can get to the question. But this man called into this podcast, wrote into this podcast because his wife and his mom got into it really bad. Now, the mother she overstepped a lot of boundaries. And what started this off, which I think probably has been a buildup of stuff, was they had a function, family get together. The wife was busy with the baby, so she told hubby to fix her a plate. Hubby fixes the plate and puts it up in the microwave, but little cousin wants to eat. So mother-in-law gives the plate to little cousin. Wife is mad because you do too much all the time, every time.
Mm-hmm.
They end up getting into it. Long story short, she hits the mother-in-law. So the husband puts both of them out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
My question to y'all is don't y'all eat us so quick? We know some mother-in-laws sometimes do not know where their boundaries are. For whatever reason, you just don't know how to let that baby boy go. Do you think because wifey got to the point where she just couldn't take it no more, got into it with the mama and put her hands on it, put her hands on her? Do y'all think she was right or wrong for that? And then the second question is was the hubby wrong for putting both of them out the house? Now, I will add to this, the wife did file for divorce after getting put out the house because she said, I'm not doing and your mama no more. So she had filed for a divorce. But part A and B, what's your answer, C?
Was she wrong for killing her mom?
Her mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law. Yes. You don't put your hands on nobody unless you're ready to fight. And you just had a baby. Be careful. Because they could have came back. She could have came back and swung back and went like, ha ha. And then you would have been on the floor too. And then it would have been like, ha ha ha. So you don't mess with fire. Don't mess with fire if you don't got to. But I would have left. I would have packed up my stuff and purposely left the house. I wouldn't have had to wait for my husband to escort me out because he had to think about it. No, I would have been gone already. Was he wrong for kicking them both out? Yes, that was childish and he is immature. And wife should have stayed, mother-in-law should have left. Period. Or his mother should have left. Yeah.
I think he should have put his mama out.
Yes. Yes, mommy should go.
I don't condone violence. I don't ever condone violence. But I'm sure when the husband was writing into the podcast, he didn't give all details because something must have happened to get her to that point that she ended up hitting that woman. I don't condone violence. But y'all just ever been in a position where you had enough of enough?
Enough was enough.
Too much.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he put both of them out so he could think about what just transpired tells me he's never ever just stepped in and put mom in her place or have a conversation with his wife. Because even in that situation, his answer to it was not to confront it, but to escape it by putting everybody out. How you put your wife out of her own house? That still got my mind in circles.
Puzzle.
I think he should have put his mother out, but I think it should have never gotten to that point because if he had been having conversations with his mama about, mama, you do too much. This is her house. You can't come in here always run and make a decision and changing up some things. Maybe they would have never gotten to that point. At some point, she's not seeing my husband's mama. She's seeing another chick in her house disrespecting her. And like I said, I think it's some stuff he left out. I don't know if mama got too close in the personal space. I don't know if mama did some hand laying a time or two. I don't know. But yeah, I think some mother-in-laws don't know this ain't your house. He your son, but he's my husband. What's the comment saying?
Comments are saying, James says, reminder of my first sermon entitled, If You're Sorry About God, Didn't Do It.
Huh? If you're sorry God didn't do it?
Reminder of my first sermon entitled, If you're sorry about it. Hold on now. Let me come back. James, I think he fixed it. Hold up. This is why
Autocorrect got him.
I think so. Entitled About It. If you're sorry about it, God didn't do it. There you go. If you're sorry about it, God didn't do it. James also said, that's why my family, neither my in-laws have a place in this marriage. Brandon says, I agree with Sierra. Mommy should be kicked to the curb and wife should have stayed home, and a conversation should have been had at that point. A house is a home between wife and husband. They come first in all things. So wife should have not been kicked out. Period.
I think it's a hierarchy of respect for sure. But if there's never a boundary and line drawn over how the hierarchy of respect has to also conduct itself, I think all rules kind of go out the window at that point. Like, I'm respecting you all this time, but at some point I realize you're never going to respect me if I don't put my foot down, because my husband is telling you now he's scared of you. You know what I mean? And it's gonna have to get to the point where your mama is not allowed in my house anymore. And I don't think anybody ever wants to go there. You don't ever want to start banning family from the house, right? But if it were reversed, you can't be in no, and not too many black men gonna let a woman be in their mama face doing and saying anything, especially in her house. That's his mama. You get hurting behind black men mama. So I don't know. I think it was a situation that could have, it didn't have to make it that far if he had stepped in.
One thing the young lady said in the reel, she also said she said I don't know if she said she's fearful or she's weird. What, fearful or weary? Which one of the two? Of having a mother-in-law, because these mothers raise their sons to be their husbands and not their sons. So they expect their sons, married or not, to run for them as if they're their husband. And I've seen that a lot, especially in the Black community. I don't know why that happens. And you find that it's hard for the son to really adhere to the wife and protect his wife even from the mother. Does that make sense? And so I find that a lot. Well, not just in the Black community, Hispanic community too, where what mom says goes, and it's like, wait a minute, but didn't you marry her? You didn't marry your mom. You married this woman over here. Like, you didn't marry your mama. So I don't know if this is that we're not teaching like boys growing into men, or they don't know, like, cleave to your wife type thing. I don't know if we're just missing the mark there. But a lot of women are hesitant to engage in mother-in-law activity with the daughter-in-law because of that reason. I find that a lot to be true.
I know in some cultures and in some families, the matriarch is the matriarch. Like, what she says goes.
Right.
And that goes down into the adult children's and their households. They honor, they uphold her word. Like, you got to get permission to do certain things even from her. Families are like that too. And culturally, that could be, and I don't know about white families, but I do know about Hispanic and Black families, that it is like that. You have to almost be willing to marry a man that you know will always and forever be responsible for his mother, right? Because if the father has passed away, or she's widowed or anything like that, and she's single, it is the son's responsibility to care for the mother. Care for the mother, though, and the mother run the household are two different things. But if that is the way traditionally they are in that family, that's going to be a hard thing to break. It, to me, would be up to the son to have the conversation with mom, not the daughter-in-law.
Right.
Even in those families, when it gets disrespectful, when it goes against what the two of you as a married couple have decided are the set rules or decisions that you're making, and she has such strong input that it'll even change your mind, husband. That's a lot of boundary stepping. It used to be this skit that was on In Living Color, where Jim Carrey's character would be biblically connected to his mother as a grown man, and she still treated him like a baby as a man. So in the place they went, they were tied by the umbilical cord. It's like that. And the young lady that said that in the video, she had been married to a man who his mom was just like that. And it was hard for her because they ended up not being together because she couldn't deal with the mom anymore. I would love to hear from some of the kings in the chat if they are not already making comments. If your mom, oh, wait a minute, let me watch I ask this question. If there was an issue between your mother and your wife, would you want your wife to work it out with your mother, or would you talk to your mom about it? That was, thank you, Holy Spirit. That was
Thank
good.
you, Holy Spirit. That was real good. That was real good. That was real good. That was real good. You fixed that real good.
Yeah, because it was be none.
James says, however, if the man knows his place, he has no problem putting his mom in her place. Floyd says, mom will always be mom, but when you get married, wife is number one, and mom has to understand that.
Say that, Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Say
William
that.
says, same answer, different scenario. It's the man's position to help teach boys how to treat their wife, and the father in law's responsibility to help separate the strong ties of the son and mom. However, again, many fathers are not around for this responsibility, unfortunately.
Mm. All
Yeah,
right.
the men have spoken.
They have spoken. Ready to move
James
next combo?
James just said something. I have
Go ahead.
to have protected my wife against her immediate family. The union is not to be disrespected by anyone under any circumstances. On period.
And he said what he said.
Period.
Not,
Dramatic way. Mm-hmm.
not now, none is.
None
Let's
of it.
the next one. 10 commandments required in the classroom. Who's excited about this one? Under the legislation signed into law by Republican Governor Jeff Landry on, I'll say it was last week. So was that the week before last? Uh, anyway, it was last
Last week.
week.
Mm-hmm.
All public K through 12 classrooms and state-funded universities will be required to display a poster-sized version of the 10 Commandments in large, easily readable font starting next year in Louisiana. It's the law required. I was excited. I couldn't send that to you fast enough, Sierra, when I saw that. Matter of fact, they were still talking about it on the news. I was up in here with it. I said, we got to definitely talk about this because I would love to know what you all think about the 10 Commandments are now required to be displayed in the classroom in Louisiana. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw somewhere where Texas was talking about it too. I'm not sure. No, Texas. But what is
Mm-hmm.
that? It's required. It has to be displayed in the classrooms starting next year.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
So we live in America, the land of the free, freedom of religion, separation of church and state. I do not agree with this.
What? Wait a minute. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. You don't
No.
agree with it? Okay. Shoot.
Jesus, and we're talking about Christians, right? Okay. Jesus didn't force nobody to follow him.
Jesus, what?
Did not force anybody. Did not inflict. Did not impose.
Okay.
My suggestion. Let me show you the way. Follow me. It's up to you and I. So, and the research I did, it seems like they call them Christian nationalisms or national Christian
Christian
nationalism.
nationalist.
Thank you, thank you. Are are pushing this, and it's like a uh, Christianity is superior. You're pledging to Christianity, and if we are the United States of America, where you are free to have any religion you want, church state are separate, then we have to respect that. Another young lady said, videos that I've watched and papers I've read, that the reason why people come to America because they have freedom to believe the way they want to believe. But if we are inflicting this on kids from K to 12, are you really allowing them freedom to have freedom of religion? Now, granted, are they going to have to recite it, read it? I don't know if that's in the part of the agreement on the law that he passed, but to have it positioned in every school in every classroom, you're enforcing something. You wouldn't want someone to have something that you don't believe in sitting up there every day to look at. In America, if you're in another country, you do what you do, but in America, we're supposed to be free. So yeah, I answered something that you thought I wasn't gonna say, huh?
You did that. Talk to the world. Talk to the world. It's a unicorn in the room.
Unicorns.
So I lovingly disagree.
Hmm.
It should have never been taken out. It should have never been taken out. Prayer should never been taken out of the classrooms, I should say. Let me go back there. And when schools first started, um, Bibles were part of the curriculum. That was part of the learning. Um, on the one hand, I hope that them doing this is not a gorilla in the front, so you don't pay attention to the clown in the back, because they're really going to try to do something else with it. But on the flip side to that, you have everything else in the classroom. You're teaching these babies everything else.
Everything else.
History that's not true. You're teaching them half history. You're teaching them stuff that they should never be learning unless it's going to be at home or they sneaking it on the television. There are books that are now allowed in the classrooms and in the library that are teaching about all kind of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
All kind of stuff. So having the 10 Commandments to me is a bonus. If a child who may never, ever, 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 ever hear about the 10 Commandments can see it on their board or see it somewhere posted around the room, that's a seed planted. The other part would be is you got posters of everything else up. Everything else up. Don't drink and drive. Say no to drugs. Put that up there. Now, I do understand the separation of state and religion. I get that. And I believe that it has its place, because I also don't want them to say, well, if we're going to have that up, we got to put up some stuff or whatever else. I don't want that happening either.
Stuff. Mm-hmm.
However, but like I'm hoping and praying that it is not a gorilla in the front, so you don't see the clown in the back for what's really to come. But I love the idea, because I hate that they ever took prayer out of the schools. You make these babies stand up and say the pledges and recite all of these school mantras and all these things. Have it up there. Those are my thoughts. What they said in the comments.
We got well, what? I didn't know about this. James says, beautiful, beautiful. If we can't post LGBT, we can post the 10 Commandments. William says, I don't know about I do know about counselors can be possibly replaced with chaplains in Texas. Didn't know if y'all knew that. Didn't know that. Sherilyn says, hey queens, I'm late, but I made it.
She said what?
She said, I'm late, but I made it.
Hey, show almost over, but I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
Messing with you. Thank you, sissy.
Elaine says, love you, Lang. Love you, Auntie. James says, but they force things that are ungodly all the time. Someone has to stand for God. Our children are forced to embrace abomination. So why not the 10 Commandments? Floyd says, we are pushing everything that is evil and vulgar. Why not teach them the 10 Commandments?
That part.
William says, it's a slippery slope. I can go back to the Salem witch trials again, all under the name of holiness. Humans can take things too far.
On both ends of the spectrums. It could go too far, put it in the classroom, but it also went far when you took prayer out. You know what I mean? Guns are in the classrooms. Guns are in the schools. Mm-hmm. Now, about that chaplain in the place of a counselor, because you have counselors that are guidance counselors for careers, and then you have some that are counselors like, you need to go see the school counselor because of what you're going through. I think it should be a combination of both. But if you're going to let a chaplain in, or you're going to let a preacher in, or you're going to let a reverend in, you know what I mean? So, unfortunately, because you brought up that we are the U.S., the U.S. can be a tad bit sneaky on how they do stuff. We're going to do this for the greater good. And then a couple years down the road, you like, you sneaky sucker. You did that. I'm not saying that that's in this case, because I firmly agree and love this idea that they're going to do that. I think they need to bring God in a whole lot of stuff.
I agree.
That part.
I agree.
All right, here is our last topic for tonight. You had a comment you finna make?
Sherilyn said, "That's right. It's wrong, and wrong is right mentality."
Facts.
That's that right is wrong. Oh, that's that right is wrong, and wrong is right mentality.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Facts.
Mhm.
All righty. If I don't have enough money for you, I'll take you back home. Listen,
Listen, listen.
two people were out on a date. I don't know if this is if this is a skit or real life, and I think it was real life, but social media, you don't know. But these are people who are going out on a date. The young man picks this young lady up and informs her this was their first date, mind you. He was going to take her to Starbucks. She pulls out the camera because now she wants the world to see this man because she calls him cheap and everything else, broke and all of that. Because
Mhm.
he felt as good as she looked, and especially as she was on the first date, he should not be taking her to Starbucks. He was saying that they don't have nothing to do with my money in my bank. This is our first date. We're getting to know each other. So she continues to not only record, but to berate him, which again, we wouldn't notice if y'all would quit recording stuff because everything you got to put on the internet. She's recording because she now wants women to see how cheap and broke this man is. And he got to a point where he was like, because she kept saying, I can get a man to take me where I want to go. He was like, well, how about I just put you out right here? You call one of those men to come pick you up.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's a gentleman of the jury. I mean, not jewelry, of the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Was he wrong for telling her, well, then, since I'm so broke and you can call somebody else, you're welcome to get out and go find you a ride? And was she wrong for recording this man and berating him for not taking her to a restaurant of choice? What say ye, oh jury? Sierra.
So first of all, she was just rude and nasty.
Disrespectful.
He was so disrespectful. Um, I always, in today's time, back in the day, you kind of understood. Like, if you taking me out, cool. Depending on what the situation is, we kind of had an understanding. But nowadays, because women are working, men are working, yada yada yada, people got different expectations. People dating everywhere, which way. Ask and tell what your expectations is. Like, we're gonna go on a date. So where are we going? No, I would like to go to Olive Garden, or I would like to go to. We can just do Starbucks. That's cool. Someone will. I know women that will bluntly say, first say, let's just go to Starbucks, or like let's go to the library, or like let's go something simple because they don't want the expecting something kind of situation. You get what I'm saying? And he even said, "You just want me to feed you." And she was like, "No, I can find anybody. I can find anybody." He was like, "Oh, really? Well, how about, you know what? I ain't gonna take you home. You can just go and get out my car." And she didn't got, you gonna make me get out the car? It was, she was disrespectful. I actually, because she was a Caucasian, I felt like,
Sorry, she was white and he was black. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I felt like if he would have took her home and there would have been something at home that would have made the situation worse, he was safer of letting her go where she
What
was.
at home? Oh,
I
okay.
don't know if she lived with her uncle, her daddy, her mama.
I got you.
Okay. And then she called him, hey, he ain't da 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 da. She
I
texted
got,
him, da 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 da. And he got a whole crew waiting for him when he get home. I mean, when
mm-hmm.
he go drop her off.
Yeah.
Yes, the gentleman of him would want to take her home, right? But she was so disrespectful. And even when he was like, I got the money, it's just that you are just being very rude and disrespectful. And now you recording me too? No, you can go ahead and get out of my car. So I wish he would have drove her home, but at the same time, protect yourself, sir. And he did.
And did.
He did.
And did. Um, I think he stayed a gentleman the whole entire time
He
because
did.
she was dogging him. And mind you, this was all recorded. That's how we know this because she
Mhm.
recorded all of it. He not one time called her out of her name. He
Nope.
screaming her, get out my car. He didn't say, B, get out my car,
Mm-mm.
drag her out. He just said, well, how about I'll pull over here and you get out and you go find, he said actually what she said, and you go call one of those other dudes because
Mhm.
she's throwing up other men in his face. I think people do stuff like that now because you made the statement how we would have done back in the day. Sissy, you on here. A man back in the day on the first date, you might be at McDonald's, you might be at Taco Bell or Whataburger. It's the first date. Because social media is telling women that if this man ain't taking you to Ruth Chris on the first date, if he ain't taking you to Wild Catch, and I mean that's a very expensive seafood place in comparison, but if he ain't taking you to places like that, then he broke. You know what I'm saying? You're much more entitled than that. I know back in the day, going to Papa Do's was an upgrade. You understand what I'm saying? You expecting people that you're just now meeting. First date. This was their first date. And she's mad because she's going to Starbucks. He picked you up. And I think he was driving a Tesla. I don't think he too broke. I mean, that don't mean he ain't broke, but he driving a Tesla. Teslas are not cheap cars. And then when he was trying to have a conversation with her, like explaining, this don't have nothing to do with this, but it's that, and she insisted on berating him, I think it got to the point where he had the utmost respect for her to say, I'm going to pull over and I'm going to let you go ahead and get out and let you call somebody else. Because you get the wrong man on the wrong day, and you treating them like that, and then you recording it, that could have went wrong. And again, I never condone violence, period. Right. Went wrong in so many ways.
Yeah.
See, I always say maybe y'all should talk first, because you said this the last couple of times we had this conversation about women and first dates. Maybe you got to start asking, okay, where we going? And if that's what you want, you got to vocalize that. But the entitlement and the fact that you tell social media or tell your homies, girl, he took me out to so and so. Y'all better be looking for people with more than just what they got in their bank account. Sierra, what the comments saying?
Also, I wanted to say this too. When you ask somebody where we're going or where you want me to meet you at or whatever the case may be, you're aware of where you're going. It's people that's not safe out here, by the way. Just saying. Okay.
And on the first date, I'm going to meet you.
Period.
Can I meet you there?
Period. Okay. William says he was right. Bye. A wise woman would see he is a good steward of his funds that will benefit them later if it does get serious.
Who's that, James?
William.
Oh, what? William was serious. Go ahead.
Sherilyn says, yes, she was wrong. He wasn't even sure he wanted to invest in her like that or not. Luckily for him, she showed her true colors. If you're comparing me to others on the first date, there won't be another one. So she would be explaining why she is still dating. James says,
who said that one?
Sherilyn, your sister. James says, he was not wrong. Latasha and my first date, I didn't have any money. So guess what? Queens, I cooked dinner at my apartment and invited her to a candlelight dinner. What does money have to do with it?
That part.
Come on, James. Creativity wins. Creativity always wins. Brandon says, I think she was so disrespectful, and social media is giving people the ability to just act right out a fool. As a gentleman on Extra, because he was actually really nice with his game, I would have not told her to get out, but the next stop would be dropping her mean butt cheeks off at a place that is safe for myself and well known, so they will not be one she said or he said foolishness. Oh Lord. James says, another date, my wife and I put $5 worth of change together and shared a combo meal. These people better learn maturity. Ashley says, hey, Queens.
Ashley?
She just had a birthday yesterday.
Did happy birthday. Y'all drop her some happy birthdays in the comments. I won't see it.
Got you. I got you. That's it on the comments.
You know, Sierra, let's flip this thing. If this were a woman picking a man up for a date And she informed him, now you know you're not getting none. No. Let me flip it another way. I'm gonna flip it this way. A man picks a woman up on the first date, and he says to her while they on their way to the restaurant, so you are giving me some tonight, right? And you gonna give me X, Y, and Z, whatever he want. And she says, no, this is our first day. I don't even know you like that. That's the same thing as what's going on right here. She's expecting him to give up something that he doesn't want to give in order to have this date with her. Because if y'all watch the video, she is so adamant about what he owes her for this first date. And he's like, who told you that? It's our first date. So if a man was demanding sex on the first date, we would say he was wrong. But it has to be just as wrong for women to do this to men. Mm-hmm. If he's paying for it, whatever y'all are agreeing to go do, drink coffee, go have a drink. Oh, because she was also preferring, she said cocktails would have been better.
Because it was 6 p.m. Who drinks Starbucks at 6 p.m.? That's what she said.
And he was like, grown people do. He said grown people do. But cocktails gonna cost more than Starbucks. It was all about the dollar amount for her. Mm-hmm. All about the dollar amount. She's talking about drinks and cocktails. He's talking about we're gonna keep it chill. We're gonna get to know each other. We're gonna go get this Starbucks. So anyway, I think if a man did the same thing and he demanded certain sexual favors for date number one, we would be in outrage about it. And it's, you know, you don't have I don't know, but you don't have a bunch of men on social media talking about, fellas, on the first date, make sure she do this, this, and this to you. But you got a lot of women saying if he ain't taking you here and there, he don't get date number two. Those are my thoughts on it. Any other thoughts you have on this thing?
I think also it's the standard. Like you hear more women or more women saying what you should expect on the first date, because a lot of women don't have standards. But the standards that are being blasted on social media are entitlements. They're not standards. They're entitlements.
There you go.
And it's also, she credited her looks like, I'm a baddie, like I'm a baddie, like boo boo. And he was like, you was sticking on the pictures that you had. You know, like, dude, you know, like he was like, okay, you know, that's the first. Like, I think that's the first and only diss he gave her was like, no, you was sticking on the pictures that I saw. I don't know what this is, you know. But it's the entitlement, and it's like, no, have a standard for yourself and an expectation. And that expectation, I always say when dating, have an expectation, especially when you're starting to meet someone. Say what you expect. Hey, first date, Starbucks, that's cool. Is you cool with Starbucks? Bet, let's go. But if she's like, you gotta take me somewhere nicer, like Outback or something. If you can afford Outback, do it. But if you cannot afford Outback, say right now, my finances like this, so we can just continue to get to know each other until my finances get right. Be more honest and set your expectations both ways.
That's okay. See on that. Fellas, are those standards for you? Does that sound like a standard? Fellas, answer that question. Here's my thing, Sierra. If that's my standard, if I'm not going to date a man that cannot at minimum take me to Ruth Chris, I don't need.
What happened? She'll be back. She'll be back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Here we go. My God.
I'm gonna read the comments while you getting it together. James says, "Preach, Nikki Johnson." William says, "Truth, Nikki. Both sides out of pocket."
Hello.
We're here. We can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep, and we can see you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you and we can see you.
You can't hear?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Can you hear me?
This. I can't hear y'all. Keep talking to him.
Okay, I got you.
I'm trying to fix the audio.
You good.
This is the last episode.
This is the last episode and the last minutes of it at that. William
Ooh,
says
Jesus, I
it's the
cannot.
clout chasing. You can't
Oh, this is amazing.
Instagram Starbucks anymore. Actually, they give you more love, more love. Brandon says, yeah, but can't see her. Okay, Brandon's back. She out of there. Yes, we can hear you, Nikki. She gonna pop in and out, so I hope she gets back in. I think she coming. There she is. Can she hear us though?
I can hear you now.
All
Can you
right.
hear me?
All right. Ooh-wee.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna miss y'all, but I won't miss this. I won't miss
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Won't miss this. Okay.
I went through the comments and read them.
Okay. I heard some of them. I'll go back and read them later.
Okay.
I don't even know what I was saying. Don't even matter. What are you saying no to? What are you saying yes to? For now until the rest of the summer.
I'm saying I'm gonna say it in reverse. I'm saying yes to re 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 okay, get the word right here.
Vicky.
Vicky, reinventing myself and
Oh,
no to complacency.
I love that.
Yes.
Come on, reinvention.
Yes.
QT found. What are y'all saying no to? And what are you saying yes to, Sarah? You're gonna have to read them to me, honey bunny.
Your sister says if you're looking for body counts, either way, just say it. It's all the lying for me. Yes, we hear you. Can you hear us? A good first date could be anywhere when you are seriously dating. Yes. Oh, just saying. These people out here, y'all think about the wrong things.
Sarah,
What boo?
please tell me we're on.
We're still on Sugarfoot.
Okay, because it completely knocked us off the monitor. I'm so glad it's the last episode. I'm so glad. Oh,
James says I second Sierra Pleasant's my exact yes and no. Let's go. Let's go.
this is so sad.
Your sister says exactly. William says yes to just doing it without invitation, no to hesitation. Brandon
It
says,
knocked us off, but when we came back in, I can see the comments now.
hey!
Oh God, go ahead. Sorry.
Brandon says, yes to living in God's purpose for me and no to worthlessness. Wow.
Oh, oh,
Wow.
I love that.
That's fire. Fire, fire,
I
fire.
think it was about to go off. I was.
Uh-huh.
I was.
She says it's frozen her end.
It's
Go
frozen.
up.
What
Ashley
happened?
says, Ashley says it's frozen on her end.
Oh no.
Go out and come back in because I still be working on my end.
Somebody else chime in. Can y'all see us? Or are we still frozen? Because this we're gonna always be moving on our end. See.
Well, I'm looking at the Facebook page. Oh, you saying because we're connected? I got you.
Mm-hmm. And right now it's saying I'm not gonna tell you what it's saying.
Don't
Don't
you?
even matter. Somebody chime in,
Can
please.
y'all see us?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can't see
we can see
comments.
y'all. We'll say yes, we can see y'all.
Okay,
This
bet,
says
bet,
yes, I can hear and see you.
bet. Y'all have amazing yeses and nos for the rest of the summer. Sierra, I loved yours. Oh, I loved yours because baby, that is where I'm walking right now. But I'm not gonna steal your yes and no. I love Williams. Everybody's chiming in on yours. See, doing it without hesitation. No, without invitation. Oh, without invitation. Ooh.
I'm gonna just do it.
Ooh, and he don't think twice about it. I love that one. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Yes or no to for the summer or period? I'm saying yes to me.
Come on, Nikki.
I'm gonna say yes to me,
What?
and I'm gonna
Hey.
I'm going to say no to all the bull snap. And I'm gonna have no problem with saying no to you if you come with bull snap.
Period.
So yes to me and no to the bull snap. If
Yes.
you're feeling that,
Yes. How about Ashley just diddled you at the same time you were saying it? Ashley says, I'm saying yes to me in this new season of my life. No to no longer needing validation from people who serve no purpose in this season, in this new season. And she said what she said. Don't come for her.
okay.
Elaine,
I'm sorry. What did you say? Ashley did what? Somebody did something?
Ashley diddled you. At the same time you said it, she says, I'm saying yes to me and this new season of life. No to no longer needing validation from people who serve no purpose in this new season.
I can't snap hard enough. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Elaine says, Happy birthday, Nick. It's not Nikki's birthday, it was Ashley's
It's
birthday
Ashley.
yesterday. But thank you, Auntie. All is well. Great job. Your sister says, yes to more for me and no to making others priority.
She's saying
Let
yes to herself
Mike
too.
drop.
All y'all get mic drops.
Come
How
on.
about we all put microphones in the comments for each other? Let's
Yeah.
do microphones in the comments for each other.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
Well, let me
No,
say this. Here's my yes and no for our season 4. So you be thinking of you one, Sierra. For our season 4, I'm saying yes to us growing more, to us getting better, to us growing closer and reaching a bigger audience. And I'm saying yes to our QT fam growing, and that they are seeing the desires of their heart manifest, and that they are growing closer to God if that is their desire to do so. I'm saying no to these glitches. I'm saying no to this technology tripping.
Come on.
And I'm saying no to the days when I have felt like it wasn't worth it. So why even try? I'm saying no to those days. What about you, Sierra?
I'm saying yes to growth and no to stagnation and complacency once again.
For the podcast?
For the podcast. Um, I want another yes. Hold on.
Okay.
Yes to more souls being saved and reached by our podcast. Um, and people really feeling loved and accepted for who God has called them to be from our podcast. That's what I would love to see.
Yes to more freedom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes to more letting go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes to guests.
Mm-hmm.
And yes to us having an in-person live episode
Mm-hmm.
in our
I
fourth
love that.
season. Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes to some sponsors.
Come on, Jesus.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Come on,
Folks
Jesus.
will get fed. We would love to get paid for this.
Amen.
We would
Praise
love
God.
to get paid for this.
Praise
We would
God.
love to.
Praise God.
Yeah. Any comments?
Yes, we have the microphone. James says season 4, abundant growth and innovation. Thank you, James. Your sister says, see, I just found out about your podcast. Is it still on and when? Yes, it's a pleasant love. And it's on YouTube on Sundays at 9 a.m. Central. It's also on Instagram as well and Facebook. We're everywhere. You can click it right there in the chat. Thank you, love.
Well, since we're plugging,
Pluggy.
I just uploaded a brand new episode. It is on at Daily Becoming on YouTube, and it is titled "I Never Grieved." I would love it if you all will go and watch it. Please subscribe and follow and share, and don't forget to leave a comment. Alrighty,
We got
anyone else? Go ahead.
yes. Brenda says yes to the men showing up in season 4 from last week. Hey, call him out. Bring
Okay.
him out. Bring him out. Hey, bring him out. Bring him out. Okay, I'm off. I'm off of it. Your sister said thanks. James says season 4 more than enough spiritual, physical, and financial.
Mm, more than enough.
More than enough.
That's overflow. Yes.
Yes, that is overflow.
Amen.
And your sister says thanks, sissy.
Love you. Alrighty, see. Well,
Yeah.
any last words or thoughts? This is it, the last episode.
Thank you guys for sticking along with us. Thank you for your support, your continued love, your continued prayers for us, the messages that we get telling us what you got from the podcast. I thank you so much for that encouragement to keep going. Y'all don't know what we go through to come on here every Tuesday. It is a spiritual battle, physical battle, mental battle.
Financial.
Um, I've overcome so many mental blocks from being on this podcast because you guys have embraced me so much. And I thank you so much for your love. I thank my immediate family for coming on here and loving on me and supporting the podcast. When we're off for the season, please continue to watch, send it to your friends, send it to your family, so that the channel can still be active with all of our good stuff that we have. We have a lot of stuff on our podcast from every week. So if you would like to be a part of our podcast, please reach out to me or Nikki for next season 4. We have some things loading. So I hope you guys will enjoy this season 4 as we grow. And thank you so much for your love and support. That's it.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all so very much for holding us up and holding us down for season 3. We went through a lot of changes from season 2 to season 3. And I mean, a lot of changes. But to God be all the glory. And this season we pressed. I think we all together as a QT fan, we were pressing together. And for you all to be so open and vulnerable to share the days when you were struggling and the things that you were going through, and to be open and honest, to ask for prayer, to say, I'm not strong right here, right now, and I need some help. I think that gave us strength. And it always opens up the door and allows for us to be even more vulnerable. It's not necessarily easy to get in front of a camera because you don't know who's watching, who's going to watch, and put your business out there like that. But y'all make it easier every single week by allowing us to be ourselves and to be honest without judgment. And then y'all back it up with these messages that we're getting behind the scenes. It's always encouraging when somebody like, y'all not gonna be on tonight. What happened? That's a blessing. It really, really is. So we thank you. We honor y'all to make it to season 4. And when we come back, we'll be 14, 16 days from making it to 100 episodes.
Mhm.
That is a blessing because we don't have sponsorship yet. And we're doing all of this on our own, and we're learning as we grow, and we're learning together. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all have a safe summer. Y'all keep each other lifted up in prayer. Reach out if you need anything. I ain't going nowhere unless he call me home. But he come back for us. But reach out if y'all need anything. And please continue to talk about the show. And as Sierra said, to share it. With that being said, tell us what to do with our crowns.
Please, please don't let your crown hang to the side. Don't kick it. Don't drop it. Don't stomp on it. Don't just let it scrape against the floor. Dust it off. Pick it up. Put it on because you're a royalty. God loves you. God sees you. He cares about every bit of you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. He knows everything about you. We love you. We thank you for your support. We'll see you guys in season 4. Be safe out there. And we love y'all. Bye.
Yeah, September. Bye.